Okay, so here I am in a multi-storey car park in the middle of Bristol. And you might be wondering what's that got to do with the Funky Farmer channel, but I'm actually here to see some cows. Our farm's actually only 12 miles north of Bristol, and I've heard about a project called the Milking Parlour, which is about bringing a couple of cows into the middle of the city for 4 days. A lady called Nessie is going to be looking after them, and she's going to be milking them and engaging with the public about dairy farming and milking and things. And she asked some farmers if any farmers would be interested in coming along and helping out and maybe talking to the public. So I thought it'd be a good idea if I came along and did my little bit. So I'm going to go down there. I'm going to hopefully take part in a sort of forum chatting, and I'm also maybe milking a cow, although there's only 2 of them, so there could be quite a queue to milk the cows. And hopefully I get to chat to Nessie about why she's doing it and things. Like I said, I always say when I'm out on these projects, I'm not quite sure how much I can film, because that really just depends on the constraints I'm up against. But I will try and talk to her and film the cows in Millennium Square, which is just outside the Bristol building. So it's quite interesting to see what the reaction is to the public, because obviously the cows are away from the large areas of cities, and a lot of people don't get a chance to really see them. So it'll be interesting to see what reaction we get. Anyway, I'm going to walk down there now, but before I do that, I thought I'd just try and get a few snapshots of the city I'm in, because Bristol is actually a great city. I've spent a lot of time there when I was younger, going out in the evenings, and now I don't really do that sort of thing. I'm married with kids, but yeah, fantastic place to visit, and let's have a look. There's someone, I think, just hit that grill. Anyway, I'll just pan around. I'm actually in the multi-storey car park. We're just looking across part of the city. Some old buildings and new buildings. It's quite interesting what they've done with that one over there. They put a new bit on top. Anyway, there's the council offices. A nice big Radisson hotel over there. It used to be the Bristol and West Building Society building. They converted it into a hotel. Quite high up. And the Colston Hall's behind these trees. But anyway, we'll have a quick look at the centre of Bristol before I go down and see the cows. Okay, so there's the back end of the Colston Hall, and that's the new funky sort of reception bar area. The old hall bit is just there, and I noticed they've got a list of concerts coming up, so I'm going to have a quick look at that. Okay, so there's the highlights on this board, not just what they've got on all the time, but some interesting ones there. Brian Wilson presents Pet Sounds. Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra. Burt Baccarat and all with orchestra. Crikey, he's got to be getting on a bit. Very important place if you're ill. There's Bristol Children's Hospital there where the lollipops are. Just behind there is the Bristol Royal Infirmary where my sister used to work, called the BRI. Costume hire and joke shop. Who wants a banana man?
Yesterday, I think it left or something that it's fine.
Okay, so this is Park Street, very nice little shopping road, and there's the Wills Memorial Building at the top, next to the City Museum. So I take the kids sometimes, we go and look at the mummies and things like that. It's a great place. And we're heading on down now to the docks centre.
London Street.
There you go, Bristol City Hall. Originally known as the Council House. Don't know why I need to change the name of that, it sounds a bit more glamorous. And there's the city logo there. So this is it. Let's go down the side. Fountains there, look lovely. So there's the council buildings. And just below, across there, the park is actually Bristol Cathedral. When I was a lad, there was a road that used to come along there. It's now been pedestrianised, and I can see a girl on a bike just going through it. It's all rather nice. Much better than having traffic going through. We will get to the cows eventually, but it's quite a nice thing to detour through some of a city, because I don't really get to see that in my normal life. There's kids playing football on the green here. So they're doing quite well actually, or was it rugby? Rugby. Go on. Oh, pretty windy. Right, I'm right in the middle of Bristol now. God, it's got really windy. I don't know why, but there's the Greenpeace people around. And there's the hotel we saw from the car park, right down to the centre now. I'm right down by the docks now. Here's the docks, which was a major part of Bristol's income up until probably the middle of the 20th century, and then it sort of died off, and then it became housing and flats and offices and stuff. Here. I'm going to go behind these buildings here, because the square where the cows are actually behind. So not far from our destination now. And there's the ferry. Okay, so we're on the harbour here, and just spinning around into behind me is actually the square where the cows are. That's at Bristol, which is a brilliant place to take your kids for science sort of things, like a science museum for Bristol. And that little marquee there is where the cows are. So we'll go and have a little look. There's an ice cream van outside as well, which is selling ice cream. I wonder how much milk's in that ice cream. Okay, so there's a few people around. I can see some kids sat outside, because it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so a lot of people still at work. It's a very farmer looking man with his hat on. There's some boards around the outside. I will go and say hello in a minute, but first of all I'm just going to do a bit of filming before I chat. So there's the milking schedule. Daily milking schedule. 6:30, discussion forum 5:30, which is what I'm taking part in. And there's Nessie, and I'm just filming her, and I know the chap on the left as well. We're going to go and have a chat with them in a minute, but I'm just filming what's going on. Let's go and say hello anyway. I'm grabbing Nessie.
Desperately needed a cup of tea.
Fantastic. So I'm with lovely Nessie here, and can you I'm just interested to why you thought you'd do this project, because it's an amazing thing.
Well, I did this project because I felt for quite a few years now that we've become really disconnected to our food. We've become really disconnected to where our food comes from. We go into the supermarket and we just generally don't bat an eyelid, don't really think twice about it. I've worked in kind of environmental campaigning for the past 5 years or so, and obviously I have a real keen interest in the environment, and also animal rights and animal welfare. And I just decided I really wanted to create a piece of work that is quite provocative, to get people to come along, people who might not normally come along as well, to just think a bit about where their food came from, really. Yeah.
So this is the start of the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you're here for how many days?
I'm planning to be down here up to kind of 3 to 4 days. I'm going to see how it goes.
Yeah.
We might decide to go tomorrow if the cows aren't happy, or we might stay until Monday.
So you're
We're just
sleeping with the
deciding.
cows then? I'm curious how that's going to be like.
Yeah, well...
Who snores the loudest, cows or you?
I think the cows will snore the loudest. I have just got some earplugs.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
But yeah, if it's good, I really want to be keeping them company. And
So how's
yeah.
the reaction of the public been so far?
General, it's been really great. I mean, great in the sense that people are up for having discussion, having debate. People are pretty much, really open. And that feels really nice, because I think a lot of the time people don't ever get to see cows
Yeah,
in this,
you're
in this
absolutely
context.
right. I think everyone needs to be, get in touch with where their food comes from.
And also, I should also say there's been a fairly big, well, it feels big because social media makes things feel often bigger than they are, but quite a big response from the vegan community and the animal welfare community, who I really respect, and I'm really glad to see that people care. I think it's a really good sign that people are worried about the welfare of the cows. To me, that's important. I'd be really worried if people were like, oh well, because I used to be a vegan, and I still consume as much. I try to eat as sustainably as I can now, and it's great that people are concerned. So I really invite people to come down and debate. This is not just a pro-dairy or anti-dairy campaign.
It's a discussion, isn't it, really?
It's a conversation.
And I'm happy to be here to try and discuss.
Great.
Brilliant. Anyway, I won't keep you because I know you've got a lot to do.
Thank
you carry
you.
on and we'll
Thanks.
see how we get on. Brilliant. There we go.
Yeah,
So
got
Nessie's just
here
telling us how it's going.
at 7:30 after terrible traffic. We were kind of sitting and thinking, oh, we're never going to get there. And it got there, and I totally chickened out. But Nick walked the cow over to the horns on the bridge and back again.
That's a good
And I
point,
just-
isn't it?
I
Take the
was
cows to
quite
the
nervous,
horns.
And I was like, I just can't do it. And Nick just walked, looked at me, and I was like, sorry. Anyway, great photo opportunity. Certainly for Chew Moves. And it's been great. It's been really, the sun came out, the mayor did a speech, there's been some questions coming up.
Makes you stay in farming. Good point.
Would you prefer if people paid more but drank less milk? Things like that, interesting questions.
What happens if cows are not milk? They explode.
Yeah, that's what I said. And then the only thing is we had two vegan people coming along, flyering.
That's okay though, isn't it? Got to get there.
They've been quite active on your Facebook page, I
Yeah,
see.
I've decided now I'm not going to look at it for the rest of the week.
No,
It's
don't.
not to.
Because I've realised it's been...
And I messaged, there was one girl, I just messaged her, don't retaliate, leave it.
Yeah.
I've been there.
We're just talking about the vegan comments that were put on Facebook. Some people got a bit arsy. Didn't see the positive of this. So Nick, I'm here at the milking parlour, and these are your cows then, are they?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So what cows have we got here?
Guernsey cows, pedigree Guernseys, yeah.
And this is from your farm where?
Up in Dundry.
Dundry in
Yeah.
Somerset.
Yeah.
So what's the idea behind you doing this then? What made you think this is a great idea?
Well, I just thought people are so disconnected from sort of farming and that now in the cities. I thought if we can bring some cows into the city, people can see us milking the cows and what work's involved, and perhaps they'd be sort of willing to see where all the food comes from, perhaps a bit more willing to pay a bit more for it, hopefully.
So what's it been like bringing cows into a city? Because that's not an everyday farmer sort of job, is it?
No, it's not. It was a bit nerve-wracking this morning with all
So
the
do you bring
cameras
your
and
cattle box in and stuff? How
Yeah.
do you drive them in then?
that. Yeah, and the cattle box and Land
And you
Rover,
parked
yeah.
up where? In the centre around
Just
here
where it
somewhere?
all stood, yeah.
And unloaded 2 cows. I mean, I bet there haven't been cows in the middle of Bristol for hundreds of
I
years.
should think so, no.
And what's the sort of reaction you've had so far from people?
Yeah, mainly good. There's some, a few controversial reactions,
Yeah.
but that's fair enough.
That's to be expected, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting the interaction, I think, between the public
I
and
think
farming,
we all need
isn't
to
it?
talk more to one
Yeah,
another,
we
I think,
do.
yeah.
You're right. So, just as a side, I noticed this on your logo on here, Chew Moves ice cream. So that's your ice cream, is it?
Yeah.
And you
we
make
start-
that from your cows?
Yeah, we only got 40 cows, so
Right.
we're ever so small. So it's either give up or diversify. We decided 4 or 5 years ago to go into ice cream,
Wow.
and at the moment
You got any samples?
on Saturday.
Saturday? Joe, I'll come the wrong day. I'm going home. Hang on, got to ask you, what's your best flavour? What's your favourite flavour for you, and what's your best seller?
I like the orange and dark chocolate.
Oh, that sounds good.
But
What do you think of that one?
I
Orange
like
and
that one as well.
Yeah.
And peanut butter and salted caramel.
Oh, they sound wonderful. And what's the best seller?
the plain golden Guernsey.
Is it?
Enough, yeah.
Because that is really creamy, I bet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, if they come and watch, anyone watches this on YouTube, they'll come on Saturday. You'll get some ice cream.
That's right,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Thanks very much, Nick and Nick.